Welcome to the Bek and Siri Show.
And here at Team Sirius Tri Club, it's not just about swim, bike, run. It's about who you become. On our show, we don't just talk to you about swimming, cycling, and running.
We talk about mindset. We talk about fearless authenticity and being your very best self.
Hello, everybody. Rebecca and Siri here.
Hi, everyone.
Course. How are you?
Hope you had an amazing weekend. Great to see you on this beautiful Monday.
Yesterday, we had our 5K virtual run, and our athletes did so amazing. I haven't got to see all the numbers yet, which numbers don't really matter because everybody did the absolute best they could do. And we had people even doing their own PRs and just giving everything they've got. And I think my wife inspired quite a few of them. So,
Oh, well, thank you, Beck. You guys did amazing. And my wife, I couldn't believe it, ran 18:35, looking like how she looked years ago when she was still racing. I was so impressed with her.
I did not look that good
today. She was
today.
so laser focused and so determined and did such an amazing job. So to my wife as well, congratulations. You all did amazing. Patrice is on. You did amazing, Patrice.
Let us know, guys, when you're coming on. We want to hear how you guys went. We would love to, because my wife will explain why she decided not to run, for those of you that don't know. But it was a very good decision, I think, because we always want to practice what we preach. And if we were told that one of our athletes wasn't well, then we would tell them that they should not be running. So, Siri, can you explain why you decided not to do your...
So, as you guys know, I'm recovering from my bone marrow transplant. And I caught pneumonia it's been a while. It's been about 2.5 months.
But it wasn't really quietly diagnosed yet.
Yeah, it wasn't really diagnosed
I diagnosed
yet.
her.
Yeah, she kind of did. And they put me on prednisone for about 3 weeks, and it got a little bit better. But what I kept noticing is that I really couldn't breathe properly. I'm very breathless a lot of the time. So I went back in again for another scan, and they realized that it's something called BOOP, which is a form of pneumonia, and I just need to get my lungs back to normal. I'm definitely getting so much better. I'm getting stronger every single day, but this is something my lungs are not operating at 100% capacity.
They're actually about 70%.
Well, they were 70, but I'm sure they're so much better now. But as a coach and as a mentor to all of you, if one of you had pneumonia and said you were going to go running, I would probably I'd probably cut your feet off, because it just would be the stupidest thing in the world to run with pneumonia. And I thought to myself, yes, I want to do this more than anything in the world. I dream of running, a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles, being back on the trails. I dream of that, but that will come, and it will come when my body heals 1,000,000% and when my lungs are ready to go. So that's why I skipped it, practicing what I preach. But all of you did so incredible. And
please tell us your thoughts on how you went, guys. Type it in here. We want to really have some more feedback from you guys, because I realized I got some tips from Gary Vaynerchuk, and that we didn't ask you enough questions, and we were going to try and bring more people on. So tell us how you went and how you felt, and if you thought the sessions worked for you. And I know that speaking to my wife and having her for the warm-up would have really helped too. We gave you guys some tips for the 5K. But yeah, let us know your feedback and how you guys did, because we had Chris Barnhoff's on here, and he did a 3-minute PR.
Amazing. We had a lot of personal bests.
I'd be going to the Olympics if I did that.
Amazing. That was amazing, Chris. And the biggest thing, like I said to those of you that were on the Zoom call over the weekend, it's getting out there and being grateful. You have 2 arms and 2 legs, a strong heart, a strong mind, the desire, the passion to be out there running. I can't wait to be out there running again, and just remembering that. And that's when you don't look at the watch. You just put in the effort. You have a great attitude. You go for it. You celebrate you. You back yourself. You believe in you, and you go out and you have an amazing time. And all you guys that were on the Zoom call, I think you had an amazing day. So hopefully you did a little bit of that. Yeah, we want to hear how you went.
Angela, I know you're cooking dinner with Dan, and Dan did amazing. He had an amazing run, and I know...
And Angela did amazing.
I haven't heard how she went yet, so I want to hear, Angela, how you went. I know we saw you after, we couldn't really hear you very well, so let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But we're also going to plan for a 10K. I think we're going to give you guys a week or so to adjust, and then from Monday, we want to do, Siri suggested an 8-week block for a 10K. Did we say 6 or 8?
We said 6 weeks.
6-week block. 6-week block for a 10K. And I think we should all just cheer Siri on for hers. And maybe we don't run that day. We all just jump on the Zoom and watch my wife do her miles. So
thank you, guys.
And we've got Nicole on. Nicole, back. I owe you a phone call. I am going to call you very soon, in the next day or so, for sure. Yesterday we had a really busy day, but Becky's on. And as you guys know, Becky Allen is going to be a coach for us very soon.
Yay.
And we had a little period that we waited for Becky to, she's still working right now, but we did have that awesome announcement this week. If you saw our Team Series Tri Club Australia.
Bringing it to Australia.
So we haven't said who the coach is yet, and it's not Rennie, and we do hope that one day Rennie will work with us. We're not sure, but it's not Rennie and it's not Loretta Harrop. Although they would be great people to coach, but it's not.
Yes.
It's not them. It's someone else. So it's someone I can't really. I could give you a tip that she's a similar age to me for sure, and she's Queensland. So there you go.
Okay. That's enough of the clues.
But launch day is, we're going to have some really good specials too. And we know that finances are tough. So we're going to have some really good specials, not just for the Aussies, for everybody, but we're going to direct it for our Aussies because the Aussie dollar is so weak. But Mel's going to be coaching for... She's going to be... Oh, I just said that they didn't hear that. They wouldn't know who that is. Oh. She's going to be... Well, we're going to tell them tomorrow anyway. Yeah, so these guys that don't say who I just said, but I won't repeat.
Maybe you didn't hear it. We don't think you heard it.
No, but then we're going to say... I think we announce it tomorrow anyway. So, going to be coaching for Aussie rate of, I think, 300 Australian. So that works out to about, I think, 240 US. So that's about as low as we can go for that service. But she's going to be amazing.
Amazing. It's going to be incredible.
Yes.
So hopefully you Aussies will bring all this great energy and love and passion over to Australia. Back to, let's talk about training. I want to hear how everyone is doing. How is everyone managing the pandemic, the social distancing? I know we've been in this now for quite a long time, and I just want to check in with all of you and see how you're all doing, because if you are struggling, if this has been hard, if you are feeling a lot of anxiety or depression, please know that the power is in your hands to feel better. It is up to you to feel better in every moment, and we all have the ability to tap into what we have inside of us to get through this with more ease. And what I mean by that, and I know I talk about this a lot, but right now it's just so very important, is focus on all the good that's coming out of this time. Time with your family, time to, work on your business or work on your health and fitness or work on your relationship. So often the biggest complaint in normal life is that we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time to do this or do that. Well, now you have all the time in the world. So let's look at what are the benefits of this time? What are the good things that are coming out of this? What have you learned about yourself? You are in control of how you feel. And if you're feeling anxious or worried or fearful of what's to come, what I can tell you now is that whatever comes next is going to be so much better than before, because you are going to be a better version of yourself, because you will have grown a lot through this challenge. We always do. We grow the most through our challenges. We grow the most through our struggles. Whether it's comfortable or not, we just do. And that is a gift. Focus on that gift and understand that you're going to have so much more to bring into your life when this is all over. When you take a focus that's going to strengthen you rather than weaken you, that's what's going to help you feel better. But it is up to you to feel better. You can't say, I'll feel better when this is all over. You can't do that to yourself. That's going to make you miserable. Feel better now, and that's up to you.
Beck said, yes, time to become a coach with the most loving, inspiring team. And Becky and I, we'll go into more detail on what Beck's going to be offering. And this is a really, I think, a way we've made it much more financially viable for many, many more people. And I think giving you something to focus on too. We're going to focus on a couple of key races that we have, and you don't have to enter them. You can do them virtually. So that's a couple of ideas we have, but we'll talk more about that next week, because we are going to be launching Team Series Tri Club Australia this week, which is, we're also going to have some really, really, really good irresistible offers. I said to Cam, make them irresistible, because these guys financially are struggling right now. So let's give them something that's really worthwhile. And Beck's going to bring something even more spectacular. I haven't even gone over it with Siri yet, so I hope she agrees to it.
I'm sure I will.
But I'm sure she will. Beck and I have a great plan for that, where everyone can be involved. They can all have a personal coach, but they don't have to pay for platinum one-on-one coaching, because right now it's just so difficult. But Siri, so you suffered from plantar fasciitis, and I know Patrice has had it. I have really sore plantar after my run yesterday, because the shoe I have is flexes and you wouldn't train in it. But Siri, I know your idea was, Brett said you either run through your, was it 21Ks? 21K reps at it was like 12 miles an hour.
No, let me tell the story.
Okay, yeah, tell the story.
So I had really bad plantar fasciitis.
We don't recommend this, by the way.
And no, this is terrible. But I went to Brett and I said, Brett, I don't think I should run today. It's really bad, and I think I'm really going to get, seriously injured. And he said, well, you have two choices. You can do, the set was going to be 10 times 1 kilometer on the treadmill, super, super fast. He said, you can either
do 12 miles an hour.
He said, you can do the 1 kilometers at like a half a kilometer per hour slower than what you were meant to do it at. Or you can do 1 at 21 kilometers per hour, which is like a 4-minute 45 mile or something. And I was like, I couldn't even, the thought of running for 2 minutes was agonizing. That's how bad it was. So I got on, I set it to 21, and I started running, and it tore. And I was out for a couple months. That was not his brightest moment as a coach, but it also was not my brightest moment. I should have just walked away and said, this is ridiculous. I'm going to take care of myself. So both of us were in the wrong to a certain extent. But in healing that injury, my secret sauce, okay, this is, and you can buy it in any horse store.
And I'm going to give you all my tips too, but.
Buy it in any horse store. You can buy it on Amazon. It is a mineral clay. There's nothing bad in it. It's all natural minerals. It's a clay. And what I did is every night I would wrap my entire foot in this clay.
But thick, like this.
And then wrap it in saran wrap and sleep with it.
So your whole foot or your soleus as well? You did your soleus?
I would go all the way up kind of above my ankle. Okay. So,
Achilles,
so the
plantar.
whole bottom of your foot, the plantar and the lower Achilles, wrap it up in saran wrap. And I'm telling you, it was incredible.
Now, don't wash your foot off in the bathroom inside, because it clogs your drain. Do it outside.
That's right. Very good point. Also, arnica and comfrey creams, I would mix them together and massage it into my plantar fascia. And then I also slept in one of those, what's it called, Strasbourg socks.
Strasbourg sock, yeah. So that's a sock where it has a loop around the toe and it holds your foot back like this. I don't know if you can see it. It holds your foot back in bed, because a lot of the time we plan it when it's really bad. You step out in the morning out of bed because your foot's been pointed all night, and you're like, because you're pulling the plantar fascia back when you step down. And I feel like they definitely help to stretch that, but the causes of plan, as we all know, like we are big advocates for running on the balls of your feet, and if you're not used to it, and I was right on the balls of my feet yesterday with not that supportive a shoe on Sunday, so I think that if you're not used to it can just cause a little bit more irritation. But yeah, it's tight soleus, which is below your calf, and tight calves, so the whole back line needs to be strengthened. So those of you that have really weak back line, which is like hamstrings, even your upper back, hamstrings, gastrocs, your calves and your soleus, all those should be strengthened. Like even doing band walking and core work, stabilizing your core will just take some pressure off that too. But a good shoe is so important. Like we love our ons, but I wouldn't run a long run in them because I don't feel like they're quite supportive enough for me. I would want something more that's a little bit like a Hoka or something that's a little bit more supportive under the arch. If you have a high arch, you're also more likely to get plantar fascia issues. So have a supportive shoe with a higher arch. Make sure you look into that when you're looking for shoes. And what else? Running on the balls of your foot can cause it, but I don't recommend running on your heels, so I wouldn't change that. But yeah, really loosening up and stretching your calves and doing that stretch where you do go into a really low squat before you run and just really stretch the soleus, not just the calf, because a wall stretch against the wall with your calf doesn't stretch your soleus. So you want to actually do a bent knee against the wall stretch so you're getting your soleus as well. Yeah. But to help it, Siri, so I think
also rolling on a golf ball was very helpful.
Golf ball
as well.
Kills, but it's good. Like I think the golf ball gets into it, but you're kind of only getting like you're treating like the symptom, not the cause. So but I do think to maintain, if it's something that you don't want to do, because you can get a cortisone shot. That's like worst case scenario, although they're not that bad. I've had them twice.
I've had them too.
It completely fixed my planner. It doesn't work for everybody. It completely fixed mine. And I waited like 8 months. I got one just before Roth and I ended up having a great run that day, and it helped, and I was pain-free after that. I never had issues. But you've got to be a little bit careful. It should be ultrasound guided, because if they hit the fat pad, then you're out for much longer. So you want to have someone who knows what they're doing. Like Dr. Metzel here is amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But that's last case scenario. But I think if you had it if it's a chronic injury, I also think that ice.
Stop running. Can
Stop
I say
running.
something?
Yeah, and ice is not good for a chronic injury. If it's an acute thing where Siri tore it, you want to put ice on, but you want the inflammation to heal it. So I don't love the idea of icing.
And guys, the biggest thing, like,
Stop
there's
running.
going to be a time, stop running. And here's the thing, for 2 months,
If it hurts to walk, you shouldn't be running.
you should not be running. I water ran for 2 months. And basically, when this happened, I was at, like, my prime fitness. I water ran for 2 months, came back. My first race after running just, I believe it was like a week and a half or 10 days on the land, was Edmonton World Cup in 2002. And I not only won it, but I had one of my fastest 10K runs ever. And that was coming off of 2 months of water running. So believe in our
It's
water
all up
running
here.
program. I believe we have a water running program.
Yeah, actually, Maddie was going to put one together too, but Maddie has some great videos of correct water running. It's basically you run in the water. You don't change your technique at all.
And it works. So there are always alternatives, guys. You do what you can do. The other thing that was a huge gift for me when I had this injury is that I started swimming double, and my swim went to a whole new level. So always focus on what you can do. And you know, okay, with plantar fasciitis, yeah, you can bike a little more, you can swim a little more. Great. Let's improve that swim. Let's get stronger on the bike. All of that is going to help your run be that much better.
Yeah, and we have a little guide. So if we say it's a 3 out of 10 and you can run with it, so it's not too painful. And some people have different height thresholds. 3 for Siri is probably a 9 for most people. But if it's about a 3 out of 10 pain-wise, you can manage it by doing the mobility, stability, and like the physical work on it, then that's okay. But if it starts to get like a 4 or 5, like we say, have 3 days completely off running. I usually go even to the extreme and say have 7 days off running. Siri probably does that too. Have 7
Absolutely.
full days off if it's above a 3 out of 10 pain-wise. If you go back and start running, don't go and do an hour run. Like, don't test it. You're not going to lose fitness in a
Crazy.
week. Go back and do walk run for 15 times, like 15 minutes. That's
Or if
it.
you have access to an Ultra G,
Ultra
even
G is
better.
great. And then
Yeah.
on day 3, 3 days later, try again. Don't do consecutive runs. Then try 2-minute jog, 1-minute walk, 5 or 6 times. If it's no worse and it's slightly gotten a little bit better, then slowly build up. It should take you 2 weeks to get to 30, 40 minutes of running. But if you go and try and do an hour run after you have 3 days off, that's not the best thing to do. I've had so many people do that, and
Crazy.
it's just not. And don't worry about pace either, because people try and go back to running a normal pace. You want to shuffle. You can get your cardiovascular fitness from swimming and riding. You don't have to get it from the run.
Yes.
Your heart doesn't know what workout you're doing. It
Yes.
doesn't know what you're doing. It just adapts. So get your fitness from the bike and the run, bike and the swim, and do the running, water running, slow jogging, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I say to my guys, shuffle. Like 13, 14, 15-minute mile pace. I'm talking like a shuffle.
Yeah.
And then if it gets to a 7, I would say that you want to have like 10 days off, even up to 2 weeks.
Oh,
If it's a
it might
7
be
out of
more
10,
than that.
Might
And-
be more. And then if you had 3 weeks, I was gonna keep going. So if you've had 3 weeks off and it's still sore, then that is when you want to definitely be going to the physio and thinking about getting like a cortisone if it's more chronic. Like 3 or 4 months, and it's really chronic, and you're not getting the running in you want. Like, I'm not against cortisone shots if you have someone that knows what they're doing. People freak out about it, but sometimes it's all you need just to nip it in the bud.
Yeah. And guys, sometimes you think you're being a hero because you've had 3 days off and, I'll just test it out and go
Test
do an
it.
hour.
They're testing. Yeah.
The thing is, guys, that it takes more strength to be smart and to actually be your own hero by taking care of it and doing things right than it takes to go out and run an hour. And I know for me, if I ever did that sort of thing, it was more just, my ego or my obsession of needing to get my training done. And that's not the right reason. So be your own hero by doing the right thing for your body so that you'll be back sooner rather than later.
Yep. And Nick suggested, and what I had really severe plantar issues, and I went for the cortisone and it completely fixed it. But I was dealing with a lot of physio. Nick's for her, it's dry needling's worked. I hate needles, but I shouldn't say that. I've had lots of cortisone shots, but dry needling, apparently it works really well. I had a little bit of acupuncture on my soleus and calves, and mine would jam up a little bit. Wasn't a huge fan of getting that done, but Nicole has used dry needling, and she thinks it's
Awesome.
worked amazing. Like Siri said, what's it called again? The horse mud?
The horse clay.
Horse clay.
It's a mineral clay. It's
Mineral
for
clay.
tendon injuries in horses.
We'll do it
Make
for a
sure
week.
it's all natural. It's called Ice Tight.
Ice Tight.
You
That's
can
it.
buy it on Amazon
Do we have some?
or any horse store. It's incredible.
And you know what? Brett used to train racehorses, and God bless Brett's son, he told her about that. And we honestly have had people use it for shin splints as well. It's really, really good for shin splints. And the other thing, foam rolling it out, stretching the soleus, stretching the calves, slower running and shuffling when, if you can get through that. But I feel like if you stand up and
Water
walk,
running.
Yeah, water running's amazing. Do your run sessions in the pool as a water run. Yeah, it's boring, but do it. Even alternate doing some running when it's pain-free to run on the bottom of the pool when you can touch in the shallow end, but replace your runs with water runs.
And it's actually not boring. So that's the thing that
I
stops
find it
people
really
from
boring.
doing it.
I
But-
did it for much longer than Siri.
And I hate to do this to you, but that's why people don't want to do it, because they say, oh, it's boring.
it's not
and
boring
hard
if
and
you
it's
have
this.
music.
Put music in your hat. I would wear a hat. I'd have my little iPod under my hat. Guys, when you know you're doing the right thing for your body and that it's going to work, don't think about that as boring. Instead of thinking about the one thing that's wrong with it, think about all the things that are great about it. It's going to get you healthy, you're going to heal, you're going to maintain your fitness, and you're going to be back running just as well as you were before after
I
you're
know
done.
so many stories of people who have had time off water running and they've come back and run better because they're fresher. Your legs are so trashed from running. You can trash them from riding too, but they're more trashed running normally because it's just that weight bearing.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and you can go when you have to, Siri, because I know you've got an appointment, but the other thing, it was shockwave therapy worked great for me, but as Patrice said, the Hypervolt, which we get, which is a Hyperise product by Normatec. I don't know how much they are, Patrice. Can you let us know? Because I know we get a 15% off discount. That is, and I just applied for that. Hopefully our team gets it too. But the Hypervolt is the gun therapy, and that works just like shockwave therapy. And every time I went and got shockwave, it was like $100. So I would have paid off one of those things, one of those machines that we could buy. I think it's called a Hypervolt. Let's see.
I've got a question here from Chris.
Yes.
Chris, I know it's about your training plan.
Hypervolt.
I'm going to kind of make this more so that it relates to everyone. Chris is saying he's got his training plan, but he also teaches a cycling class on Tuesdays, and already on Tuesday he has a run and a swim, and he doesn't know whether he should still do all of it or how he should work that out.
And spin classes are hard.
Spin classes are hard.
She used to teach them.
First of all, if your spin class is hard, if you find that you're doing something outside of your training plan that is hard, you've got to let your coach or somebody know so that we can help you adjust your plan so that you're not overdoing it in certain areas. But what I would do, Chris, is whatever your weakness is, whether it's the run or the swim, keep that session and remove the other one. So if, say you're working on your swim right now, I would do the bike class in the morning, the swim in the afternoon, let the run go. Don't try to make it up. Just start up again on Wednesday. Anytime you guys, whether it's due to work or family responsibilities, if you miss a session, let it go. Don't try to make it up. Just let it go and move on to the next day. Or if you do have a coach, the best thing about having a coach is that they can reorganize and readjust your plan so that it all works.
Yeah, and that's with the gold option. You do have that can be a little bit rearranged and a bit tweaked. So Chris, I'm just looking at it. So Mondays is swim bike, Tuesdays is run swim, Wednesday brick, Thursday run swim, Friday off, Saturday, like Siri said, don't try and make it up. But the other option would be that if you wanted to, you could choose which run you decide to do, Tuesday or Thursday. So if you love the Tuesday run, you feel like you would benefit more from that and you're feeling good and it was a decent run, you could switch the Thursday, Tuesday's runs, like choose which one you wanted to decide to do. You could also, Siri, I don't know if you agree with this, but the brick on Wednesday, if you've missed the run on the Tuesday because he's doing the swim and the bike, the swim and the spin class, he could add a little bit of the run, like just half it and add it to the run off the bike.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a great opportunity to do a run off the bike. Just skip the warm-up, get right off your bike, boom, get into the main part of the set.
Add
Perfect.
that little bit of, because it's a fartlek type run for this Tuesday, for example. So you could do the fartlek off the bike. So, but like Siri said, work on your weaknesses. And people seem to skip their weaknesses. Like if they're swimming Adam Hill, not talking to anybody. But the swim, if it's your weakness, you don't want to be dropping that session. That's not a session you want to be missing. So I would say, Chris, I would do your swim and your trainer session. So I hope that helps. And then Dan was asking, I don't know the exact way he was asking this, but he said that he has is doing the 23-week plan. I don't think he plans to do any race, but let me know if I'm wrong. Where should he start the race at? He's been really consistent with his training, and he was up to about week 12. But Dan, if you just explain more what you mean by that question. I feel like if you don't have a race starting at week 12, if you've had some consistency, like that's pretty full on into the program. Like I'd be a little cautious. But if you do plan on doing the race and it's 12 week out, start 12 weeks out on the plan. So
Yes.
if you've consistently been fit, which it sounds like you are, you just ran a sub 25K. So start 12 weeks out and apply the plan for 12 weeks
Yes.
out. So you'd miss the first, 11 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Gluten core strength.
I'm going to go, you guys, I'm going to have to leave in a couple minutes because our ranch hand is dragging the fields and all this dust is coming, and I know I'm not
Ironman
supposed to be
Italy.
out in this, so I might be checking out in 5 minutes, but I love being here with all of you, so thank you for joining us.
So Dan's doing Ironman Italy, Angela's saying. I'm not sure how many weeks that is, but if it is 12 weeks to go, which it could be, I would start on week 13, week 11. So that gives you the last 12 weeks of the program. Don't try and start it at the start, and then you're going to miss the chunk of the good sessions once you get into the plan. I would always apply the plan for, the finishing on the race day that we have you planned for.
Yes.
So, yeah. I think that's all. I don't know if we have any more questions, Siri. It looks like we're pretty good. Chris.
Guys, we just love all of you so much. Each and every one of you.
Chris got brownie points today because I think they're saving a Palmino that was going to go to auction. So, Chris, we love you even more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Amazing. But to all of you, it doesn't matter your level or how fast you go or how strong you are. Your effort and what you put into this, your heart and your soul, it inspires all of us every single day. So thank you for being you. We are so blessed and honored and grateful to have you a part of our family.
And Karen Goebel, you are like inspiring everybody with your having the guts to even just talk about what you did. Like you should be so proud. Like getting through that 5K when Karen's like she's probably closer to my mum's age, and she's come back and making a comeback in the sport, training on her own, and she's so dedicated. And she put her Garmin time up, and like she's not far off when she was 24 years old, which is just amazing.
Amazing. You guys are incredible. And I want to personally thank all of our coaches.
Yes.
You guys are incredible, including my amazing wife here. Thank you for all you do and for being such incredible ambassadors of our philosophies and our training principles and our life principles and our values. We're so proud of you. You're doing a tremendous job. To all of you, we love you, and
there's
thank you.
book club. Beck started a book club, which I think is
yeah.
really cool. Siri would be into that. She's more of a geek than me. I don't read enough books. I listen to podcasts. But the book club's starting tomorrow with Beck, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Beck, I would join you if I could right now, but right now I just can't.
Hi, Gillian. Hi, Gabby. Oh my God, there's so many. Janet, how are you? We're the luckiest triathletes. So, hi, Becky. Hi, Bertha. Hi, Patrice. Hi, Viv. Hi, Ange. Hi, Chris. Hi, Liba. Hi. Wow, there's so many people.
And
Patrice,
Anne, I
Karen.
saw your message there.
20
about,
people on tonight. God, you guys
Yeah.
are freaking awesome. They must have known you were coming on, Siri.
And I saw your message about, being in quarantine as we all are. To all of you guys, if you're struggling, you're not alone. It's been hard on everyone. If you're fearful, you're not alone. We all are. But just to reiterate what I said earlier, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to be over it. It's okay to be depressed. But snap yourself out of it for you. Be your own champion. Okay? Get yourself to feel better by focusing on the good, the gifts that are coming out of this. And you will get through it with so much more ease. So we're here for you guys.
How lucky am I to have this one?
Oh, how lucky
I don't
am
know
I
what
to
I
have
would
this
do
one?
without her.
How lucky am
I just listen to them. I say, how does she even articulate that so well? So yeah. Thank you guys. We love you so much, and we're going to announce that little special membership we're doing with Beck to make it really available for everybody, so everybody can be a part of it. So that's coming up next week too. But look out for Team Series Tri Club Australia. We're launching Saturday. We're not going to see you till then. We're going to launch Saturday. Our time at what time is it? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. because it'll be, I think, midday Sunday there. So be lots of specials on there, but you guys will have all access to that anyway. So we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.